My name is Alex Yermakov. Today is 21st of December 2023. I'm here in Boise, Idaho, doing a documentary about the Ren'ais'sance Ranch Man's Recovery Program. They just opened a new office because it's so good here in Boise. It's an outpatient program and a partial hospitalization. What's up, guys? December 21st, 2023. My name is Alex Yermakov, and I'm here with some Navy SEALs of recovery in Boise, Idaho. But yeah, so right now we're going to sober living. I'm going to show you guys the sober living here in Boise, and we're picking up a client, a current client, so we cannot really show his face. But his name is Austin, and I had a chance to spend last night over there. Really nice, really nice. I'm grateful that the Ren'ais'sance Ranch has opportunity to give addicts comfortable conditions to live. It wasn't like that for me when I was going through my recovery for the first time. Pulling into sober living, as you can see, just a regular house.
5250. All right. Yep. Bye.
Dude, I'm just gonna start recording you if that's all right, because you keep spitting out scripture like there is no tomorrow.
You know, like I went through a lot of situations in my life, and especially in prison, where I had to really rely upon something that I didn't understand. And I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know that until until this point in my life where I'd gone through treatment and I'd been taught these new fundamental principles of recovery and of life, right? That like unity of self, right, looks like this: mind, body, and spirit, right? Now, my mind, so my emotional and my mental, my body, my physical, and the top, which is God, right? Spiritual, deity. All of these things have to be in balance. And I didn't realize that until I'd come to this point in my life where I had to really learn to make these things work together, right? Because where I'm at today and the change that I've had within me, like, those things don't happen without something that I don't understand and something that's greater than myself. Like, I don't know how else to explain it other than that, right? Like, I truly believe that like as addicts and alcoholics who really choose to follow this path and to accept God into our hearts and our minds, we're granted a new way of life that is not granted to many others, and one we wouldn't find any other way.
Dakota, so yesterday you shared something with me that was really cool. You said there is a scripture in Isaiah where God talks to Isaiah about making his...
So there's one of the scriptures that I like. God says, "I will make your stone hearts flesh." Right? The man that I was in the life prior to this one that I live today was a man made of stone. Right? Completely unwilling to feel. I would rather die than feel. Today I'm not that man. Today I have the ability to feel and be compassionate for not only myself but other people around me, to understand that I'm not the only living person on this world, and that my purpose and my path in this world is the betterment of other people around me, right? It's the betterment of my fellow alcoholic and addict. It's the betterment of my fellow brothers and sisters that choose to follow God, right? In my life prior to this, I couldn't think about anyone or anything other than myself. And today I've had a change of heart that's so profound. The only way that I could ever truly explain that is with that scripture. God says, "I will make your stone hearts flesh."
Okay, what's up, guys? It's December 21st, 2023. We're here at Axiom Fitness, and we're talking to Dakota.
My name is Dakota Johnson. I work for Ren'ais'sance Ranch as a recovery coach and working with programs. You know, I'm a graduate of the ranch. I've been through the program, and you know, this place has helped me change my life, and I want to be able to help offer the same opportunity to the guys that are coming through. And this has been a huge part of my experience. I can't say how important I believe that it is for people to be here, to be in the gym, to constantly be pursuing this new way of life. And it takes time to build these habits, but part of our treatment is to help supplement and to help them create those habits so that they can be the men that they were meant to be and not the men that they lived their lives as.
I'm Chris, I'm the admissions coordinator over here at the Boise IOP office. I'm new to this whole workout thing, so I'm looking forward to exploring it.
So we've come to believe that one of the integral parts of recovery is having some kind of physical fitness. So something that we're going to implement in our program down here is for the guys that are in PHP and IOP that live in sober living, they'll be provided a gym membership so that they can get 30 minutes to an hour of vigorous exercise every day. There's scientific studies that prove that it helps recover the neural synapses in the brain. And on top of that, if you look better, you feel better. And if you feel better, you're going to do better. I spend between 1 and 2 hours a day on physical fitness, depending on the day. I try to get 2 hours in. I lift weights for an hour and a half a day, and I try to do 30 minutes of cardio.
I'm doing about an hour a day.
Every day?
Every day.
10:30 a.m. driving in Boise, Idaho, right after Excel Fitness Gym. Had a great workout with Dakota. Honestly, guys, weather-wise, gloomy, freaking smog like this. Looks and feels very sad. But we're not sad. Why are we not sad? Because we're sober. Another day. Like they say, another day in sobriety is better than any one of my days when I was using. True story, guys. Living the dream. Oh yeah. We're here with Mike Chipola. We just had an interview. It was incredible. Thank you, Mike, so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And we're gonna let Mike go. Following Dakota to the ranch. Boise, Idaho. Boom. This is the outpatient building. Here's our logo. Yay! Band of brothers.
This is what my house looked like when I used drugs. Many unfinished projects. But I guess that makes sense. We are a treatment center of recovering addicts. My name's Dakota. I'm 32 years old. I struggled with drug and alcohol addiction for the better part of 2 decades. I started using hard substances and alcohol. I was probably about 12 years old.
Dakota, what do you do in the ranch? So you're a recovery coach?
Yeah, so I do some recovery coaching, manage sober living. I do a lot towards trying to help the guys find the outlets in the community as well that they need, whether that's housing assistance or sober living, or a little bit about like the last 6 months of my life before I showed up to Ren'ais'sance Ranch Treatment Center. I was actively using and selling the drug fentanyl. I was destroying not only my life, but the lives of other people around me, and it started to take a toll on me mentally, emotionally, and physically. I lived every day trying to die. I either wanted to overdose and not come back, or I wanted something that I was doing in my life at that time to cause another human being to cause physical bodily harm or to kill me, because I no longer wanted to live and I didn't understand how to live a new way of life. Because at that point, I understand that my own choices and my own actions and my own thinking got me where I was, and I needed someone else to help me get better.
Why is it working this time compared to other times?
I think there's a couple of things. I think the first one and the biggest one is that I finally accepted that I needed something more than myself to guide me through this life. Right? Worked through the 12 steps, turned our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. And I believe that today in my life I have effectively done that. And it's created a power source to help get me through the struggles in my life that I couldn't deal with on my own. Right? The programming and the therapy and the treatment and the ranch, right? I've tried other treatment centers, I've tried other rehabs, and none of them ever did anything for me.
Wonderful. Okay, so today is 21st of December 2023. We're here with Mike Chipola, the clinical director of the Ren'ais'sance Ranch. Mike, thank you very much for allowing us to come and talk to you today. We just had a couple of questions because we really wanted to know more of your story. So how did you get into working for the ranch?
I was clinical director at another agency for 7 years, and I got a call from one of the employees. They were looking for someone like me, and I met up with Tyson. We talked hour and a half on the phone, then we went and had lunch, and he made me an offer.
So, Mike, do I understand correctly? You're an addict in recovery yourself?
Yes, November 17th, 2001 is my last use.
That's crazy. So, what made you want to be sober and get into recovery?
You know, which time, but I wanted to be sober. I didn't know how. I wanted to be sober, then I didn't want to be sober. And I just got tired. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, the cliche. But I just didn't want to do it anymore. I mean, I'd had enough.
Mike, what is your favorite part about being sober?
I get to keep my stuff. You know, I don't have friends helping me store it. I don't have to worry when I am driving down the road if I get pulled over for speeding. My daughter doesn't have to see me high. I don't have to stress about where I'm going to wake up tomorrow. Life's good.
So, Woody, thank you for agreeing to talk to me today. You are. So, what's your name? What's your calling here at the Ren'ais'sance Ranch?
So my name's Blaine Wood. Everyone calls me Woody. I've been a spiritual leader and a recovery coach, and I do a lot of psych ed classes at the ranch. And so now we're starting this new thing in Boise. And
Woody, are you an addict in recovery yourself?
yeah,
So you're coming up on 35 years of being sober.
it'll be next May. Yeah, but
That's impressive. Woody, what is your favorite part about being in sobriety?
I don't know. Probably recovery solved a lot of stuff for me, like that I worried about, that I had anxiety over, that future tripped about, and I mean all that busyness in my head is kind of went away. Not now when I'm using my head, I'm goal setting. I'm trying to write down a routine, and I'm constantly kind of, should I change my routine up and challenge myself and things like that. But then that doesn't cause, the kind of anxiety that you need to medicate.
Woody, the really cool question that my mom sent me. My mom is an international journalist, and she saw me struggle a lot through addiction. And now that I am sober, we always talk about like my life's goals and visions and so forth. And I know every addict has like a, other than the fact that God keeps us sober one day at a time and us doing steps, there are those, dreams and inner visions that we have that keep us, go through whatever it takes to continue to be sober. So with that said, me and you, we both know that rehabilitation and recovery requires a lot of hard work of soul and body. And I guess which life goals or what vision have kept you, persevering and persisting and going at any length to be sober?
Probably to the vision of making a generational change. Because we have a generational problem, and in my culture, Native American culture, we always talk in terms of 7 generations. So it took 7 generations to destroy our culture. It will take 7 generations to develop, to bring it back to life.
Hey, so Chris, tell us about yourself. What made you? I understand you're in sobriety, in recovery.
Yep.
What made you want to be sober yourself?
I grew up in a childhood of drug addiction. Fought the criminal system for a long time. Kind of followed into my dad's footsteps a little bit. And when I was 32, I went to IDOC program up north, and the environment up there made me just want to change my ways and give back to my community. So that's kind of what got me into recovery, and that's what keeps me sober. Is I never want to end up in a place like that again, and in order to do that, I have to do the right things.
Chris, how long were you using drugs and alcohol for?
From the age of 10 to 32.
That's pretty incredible. So, Chris, so you've been sober for almost 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite thing about sobriety?
Favorite thing about sobriety is I get to be a part of my family.
Rehabilitation or recovery requires a lot of hard work of soul and of body. Which life goals or what vision do you have for your life that will allow you to continue to persist and persevere and go at any length to be sober?
Yeah, so I mean, my goals and my visions are about the same every day. I don't think that I think that my big goals and my big visions will never fade away, right? Everybody has those small goals, small visions, and they complete those, and they're in the past. And my biggest goals and my biggest visions are to help others recover, from their drug addictions and their mental health. My visions are to be able to help enough people get the word out there enough that normal people that look down upon people like us, come to realize that we are sick, and that we do need help, and a lot of our community here in Boise is already jumping on board with that, but there's a lot more that we could be doing to get a lot of more people on board with it. And so that's kind of my vision, is just to be a part of something, and not that I'm not already, but to be a part of something that's much bigger than me, to be able to help people a lot better.
I'm Dakota,
And I'm Woody.
and this is Ren'ais'sance Ranch.
Come on in. This was made by Forrest's mom. And so I brought it here and put it on the wall, so now we spread it to Boise, Idaho.
This bulletin is a list of services we offer and the full continuum of care that we provide, all the way from detox outpatient sober living 1-year program. We are an evidence-based program, and we know that recovery works. A big thing, we offer everything from residential inpatient care all the way to outpatient, and it's a 10-month program through and through.
Thank you.
So we also have an app that every client uses to check in and hit milestones, and this helps us track out 2-3 years after they've graduated. And we also distribute this throughout the country to other treatment centers who want to use and have a need for tracking success.
This is the waiting room. This is where guys will wait to go into classes or to do their intakes. Try to make the space livable and comfortable for everybody that's here. We say Ren'ais'sance Ranch Band of Brothers because we're a family and we are a band of brothers.
What are those signs on the wall? Peace over fear.
We have them posted up all over the center, and a lot of them are meant to be uplifting, things to think about.
Which is your favorite one? Do you have a favorite one?
There's 2 of them. They're both in here. There's one there and one there. I think that faith over fear is probably one of the most important things you might ever have to learn in your life and in recovery. Are you going to live with faith, or are you going to live in fear? And on the other side, when it says, when you struggle, pray hard. I think an integral part of treatment of our lives is learning to rely on an infinite God, on an infinite higher power, rather than our finite, broken selves.
We understand that there's different learning modalities. Some people learn by watching, some people learn by hearing a story, some people learn by conceptual reading, and some people learn by kinesthetics, actually doing stuff. Mm-hmm. So we incorporate all 4 learning modalities in just about everything that we try to teach.
Is that how guys are checking in? They say their name, drug of choice, clean date, lust trigger, and coping skill?
Yeah. And so then we have the guys, the group themselves, come up with housekeeping rules, and we kind of believe that if they make the rules, they have more investment in following the rules. Keeping the place clean and things like that.
Heck yeah.
We'll go down the hall. This is group room number 1.
This is the second group room. This is also where we do alumni. Every Wednesday we do a group where we all get together as people in treatment and all stages of treatment here at the Boise location. PHP and IOP, we get together, we eat pizza, we have a good time, and we meet with our brothers. Right now we use the TV that's up there, and we zoom in with our Rupert location where they have an alumni group that's 70 or 80 strong every Wednesday. You know, we have a huge culture and continued family that spans over 2 states and I don't know how many brothers, but we have a treatment program that we know that works. And on top of that, it gives the people the sense of feeling a part of and family that they may have been missing as they were coming into treatment, as they were going through their lives. I can only speak for myself, but I know a big part of what drove my addiction was feeling set apart from, right? When I came into Ren'ais'sance Ranch, they made me feel like I belonged, they made me feel like I was loved, and we continue to try to do that here at this location.
And you are a graduate of, I know you said it in the interview, but you're a graduate of the ranch, right? And you were...
That's correct. I'm an alumni of Ren'ais'sance Ranch.
Ambiance, comfortability.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I'm not above any client. Working things out, not shoving down somebody's throat. We can't get there by Friday at 3 o'clock. We get there over time.
What is that Native American people in the back? Is it your tribe?
Those are all from a different tribe. They're elders. And our culture, we often refer to the elders. But we have it in the AA book as well. And here's the big book. So the big book, it says the doctor's opinion. Our book says the elder's opinion.
And that finishes our tour of the Ren'ais'sance Ranch here in Boise. Yeah.